All right, everybody, welcome to episode 3 of our character lab. We have all of our players here today for this one, as they are going to be creating a team together, or have created a team together, and we're going to discuss what that is. So, let's jump right into it. The episode 3 prequel that I gave these guys is that they are part of the Hell Riders, which, just a brief history of the Hell Riders in this setting for the Sword Coast, is they were an elite team that is ridden into Avernus to do all sorts of various things, demon killers, undead hunters, things like that. Since the Sundering of El Terrell, most of the Hell Riders have been scattered in various places, and so there's only a few that remain. So those that do remain in our setting for this world are those that are either new to the Hell Riders or have, for whatever reason, stuck around and didn't follow the rest of the group down into Avernus, or for whatever reason are still there. So the Hell Riders, while they still have their reputation in being elite warriors, mostly on horseback, they are working in rebuilding the security of the area since El Terrell has left. So they are kind of security, kind of the military force that are kind of loosely led by a couple of the city-states. In this case, they are going to be dispatched out of the city of Scorniabel, and they are being told that there is a undead problem with a vineyard owner near the crater of El Terrell, and they are going to be dispatched to deal with that. So I asked them to create level 13 characters, and in that, they know they're going to be fighting an undead menace of some kind, so they could prepare that way. I also gave each of them a very specific set of magic items that they could start with, again, based off of Xanathar's Guide to Everything. And as I discussed, if you watched my DM video, the Xanathar's Guide to Everything asks for or suggests 100 magic items in a campaign to be given out. These guys, I think it was around 43, which accounts for some of the uses for any magic items that would have been consumed up to level 13, and any magic items that are no longer of use. So I think 43 at level 13 is right around a good point to distribute between 4 players. So that's our background. And let's go randomly here. Let's start with Sam or Vlad. Tell us about the character you have made.
Yes, so my character's name is Vlad Drakensblut, and he is a Hell Rider, and he takes the moniker, or like the title of Hell Rider, very seriously, but he doesn't come charging in on any steed. He comes charging in on his own Drake Companion with the new subclass introduced in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, the Drake Warden. So the way I kind of built it was kind of it is a ranger, but instead of doing like something that you'd see normally, like, you know, a ranged ranger type, like with bow and arrow, fighting from a distance, which it does really well with, I decided to go completely the opposite direction, do a strength-based ranger that gets up and close and personal, and very oriented around mounted combat, which is something I've always wanted to experiment with, as well as utilize with the character. I'm in one campaign right now where I'm doing that. I wanted to see like a higher level mount combatant with like certain feats and magical items to kind of like boost up and see how well they work together. And not to mention that, like, it was just really cool to see like how to like basically the Hiccup from like How to Train Your Dragon, or Daenerys from Game of Thrones, just riding in on a dragon, taking out some undead with all the destructive elements of nature to cleanse away the undead corruption in this land.
If I remember right, with the Drake Warden, at level 13, you can't fly it mounted, is that right?
Yes, so level 13 it is a medium size now, so it's small, and it can fly, but I can't use it as a flying mount just yet. But that is an option that becomes available at the capstone for the subclass, which is level 15, allowing it to become large sized, rideable, both on land and in the air, as well as like a bunch of other features as well. I thought the level 13 was a really good way to explore this subclass to like somewhat its fullest extent, see how it works, but also then in the end, if I wanted to come back to play this later on in a future campaign, still have the surprise later on to see like, oh, how will it work when I can fly with this? You know, if like I'm a higher level character, or would I want to go more of a ranged unit at that ranged ranger at that point? But this was a really good opportunity to like really explore the melee oriented ranger that's not dex based, which is crazy, I know, but I'm looking forward to seeing its effectiveness in battle.
Cool. And we'll come back around to the magic items after we get through the others. So let's move to Manny and Radiant. Tell us about your character.
So my guy, his name is Radiant Light. He is a Tabaxi Paladin, and I hadn't played Paladins before, so this is it's gonna be pretty fun. So he is uh, he was with the Hell Riders before the Sundering of Elturel, so he's been with them for many years. So he's a little old fashioned. Still wears their colors, original equipment, um, and he's a core member of the team. Um, the way I built him was centered around trying to, be good against undead, have a lot of radiant damage, and since we were able to build the characters, knowing all this beforehand and given the magic items beforehand too, min max them. Didn't didn't have that on my mind at first, but the way I was messing around with his ability scores, it
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
just
gonna
made
pull up
sense.
his character sheet while you're talking here, so the viewers can see his stats.
It kind of just made sense to, if we had the option to pick out the magic items we wanted and put the ability scores wherever we wanted to. I maxed out his charisma as a paladin. I gave him some gauntlets of overpowered, amulet of health, and then just put the rest of the points in the other. Yeah, I realized I had min maxed him after I looked at that plus 15 on charisma saves. I was like, did I break something?
You don't
But yeah,
say.
I'm really excited to play him. He has a lot of like auras that are gonna be boosting the party and helping us throughout the fight. So it's gonna be fun playing him.
I look forward to that being a challenge for what I've put together for you. So yeah, that'll be fun. All right, Beau. Is it going to be Urith or Urith, or how do you pronounce that?
Urith.
Urith. All right, tell us about Urith.
Alright, Urith is a Kalistar Moon Druid Barbarian. The Kalistar are quite an interesting race, being that they're from Eberron, for one. So it's interesting that he would even be in here on this continent. But the way that the race works is that there are quarry, or I'm not sure how exactly the word is pronounced, but long ago, basically, they came down and they merged as one with like 60 some odd monks, and that is basically how the Kalistar became what they were. So I have it basically in my mind that Urith has been wandering as one of these former monks, and lineage is very important to the Kalistar. So he is now just trying to continue that kind of lineage and continue the, I can't think of the correct word, but kind of that legacy of um, doing what's right and being justified, as well as keeping that kind of quarry spirit in him. I see him a lot as, I'm not sure if this reference will land, but as Telion from like Shadow of War, or like that, where it's kind of like it's one person, but he's got this other being with him that like he uses as like a mentor or other pieces, and that'll be how I use a lot of his features and abilities going through this, as kind of like as a happy medium between being this physical creature and something of the Fey realm. And that's kind of how I built this character.
Okay, and he's a Circle of the Moon druid, and then you got
Path of the
3
Totem.
levels in Barbarian, right?
Yep, Totem Barbarian. He will be the bear for this one, because when you are bear, or excuse me, when you're a Totem Barbarian subclass, you do get to choose like one of like a few different options, and I ended up choosing bear because that gives resistance to all damages except physical, and then Kalistar themselves, just being the race, have resistance to psychic damage. So
All right.
be interesting synergy between the two races.
Yeah, that will be.
Or the race and the classes.
So basically, resistance to all damage when you're raging.
I mean, when you put it like that.
Oh, I'm not putting it like that. From the guy who says RP-wise, one can min-max and still be a great player.
I just explained to you my character, and it sounds pretty
also,
nice,
before you get roasted, it's like Talion, not Talion.
Is it? I
Yeah.
thought it was.
Roast them.
I will roast him. I'm roasting
That's
him.
alright. The
So
comments are going to be on me anyway.
Yeah. So when you were like, they're mutant.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry. That was great. I'm actually looking forward to your
Cut
character.
it.
I really like the RP stuff that you have planned, Beau. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Chuck, tell us about Skeen.
Skeen Voidwalker is a Simic hybrid. Not so much born, I guess, as created. I'm still not real familiar with this race. But he was blended in a couple of different animal types. You know, he has like manta wings and acid spit.
And Simic, that's from the Magic crossover, right?
That's also from Eberron, yeah.
Eberron, okay.
Or like the Eberron book, and like Chuck's pretty spot on with it. It's basically like, yeah.
Okay.
You're doing great, Chuck.
So Skeen, basically, he looks like an alien, you know, due to all this weird stuff that's been done to him. It was painful. You know, they didn't have morphine back then. So he's an asshole. I mean, he's ornery, and he doesn't. His charisma score is barely 8, and that's just because that's as lowest point by would let me go. And you know, he's a crotchety dude. He doesn't get along well with people, but he's still a social being, and he wanted to be a part of something. He still has a belief system and values, so he joined the Hell Riders to help make the world a better place and to find a group of people where he could be accepted, even though he is so far out from normal. And it all ranged back. He's an arcane archer. I usually play a ranger. You know, I haven't played a fighter class, I don't know, since like 2001, 2002. It's been a long time. And I mean, he's got the ability with a longsword to get in close. He's got a lot of hit points, fair AC, but his main thing is moving around, attacking from range, and just, you know, turning the bad guys into pincushions. And he's got a longbow, and when I seen that they have a bow specifically designed to kill dead people, I mean, how can you beat that?
You're talking about your Corpse Slayer longbow?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it kills dead people.
It's kind of in the name.
Yeah. I just,
you know. Can you kill someone that's already dead though?
Exactly. Right. It's already dead, and it's gonna kill him again. How bad is that?
That is pretty badass.
You know. So we just had to go with that.
And actually, it's the world of Ravnica that the Simic hybrids are from, not Eberron. Before I get roasted myself.
That's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure I've played Simic in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Because like Simic hybrids usually they're like humans or Vidalcan, and like Vidalcan's from that
right.
Same setting.
Cool. So that is our group. What I would like to do now, you guys have kind of discussed this. So since you are part of a militaristic organization, you're going to go out and you're going to have ranks. So one of you is going to be the leader. So I want one of you to be the captain. Generally, in my research in U.S. Special Forces, the medic is usually some kind of at least upper level leader, and then you've got a corporal, and then two or sergeant and 2 corporals. So I would like you 4 to pick now how you want your structure to be, who's going to be the leader, what ranks you want, that kind of thing.
Seeing how Radiant is the pre-existing Hell Rider, it makes sense for him to be the leader of our company, of our squad.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Also, I forgot to add that about Vlad. Like when everyone was going through the reason saying like, oh, this is my reasoning here, and I was just like oogling over the subclass. Yeah, like Vlad is very much new to the Hell Riders and stuff. You just kind of like seeing that there was like a call to arms, and his favorite enemy and like his specialty being like wiping out and hunting down undead. He decided to join with them to kind of like help cull that specialty. And then when there was a call for this specific area of his expertise, he jumped on the chance to be able to help any way he can.
Okay,
But
so
he is
probably be
very
one of the corporals
much
then.
new. Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I guess that makes Urith the sergeant.
He's a medic.
Cool.
He's a healer.
I mean, you guys can say that, but I mean, you guys need to understand that it's like I would love to be able to heal you guys, but in wild shape form, I'm not going to be able to cast as much healing as I would ideally like.
Plus,
We'll
rage
just smack
is
you.
able to...
Yeah, and raging, exactly.
Remember, he's gonna.
Yeah, you could still
Urith-
be the sergeant though, because I mean, I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys remember Sergeant Rock. You know,
What?
Sergeant Rock from the comics back in the day, man. And
Right over my
he
head.
was the baddest dude. I mean,
Wait,
he would
Chuck,
just run
Chuck, you
right
have to wait
in and
till next
attack
week.
and wipe out the bad guys.
Chuck,
What
Chuck,
comics? There's a lot of comics out
you'll
there.
have to wait till
Sergeant
next.
Rock.
Chuck, you'll have to wait till next week till we get our fifth viewer who will know your stuff. Like keep that away for now.
I think he's saying this. The comic is called.
But like, I
Sergeant
think we
Rock.
can all agree
Yes,
that
the Sergeant Rock had his own comic book.
yes. But I think we can all agree though that Beau's character this time around will be healing just as much as his cleric in episode 1.
I'm certain of that.
I'm certain of that too.
Got him.
Okay, so we'll
Personally,
do.
I feel like
Attacked? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
So
got
Manny Radiant will be your captain. Urith will be your sergeant, and Skeen and Vlad will be the corporals. So really, the only thing,
Skeen's the sniper.
really the only thing that's going to come into effect is if you guys have a disagreement, Radiant can make the call to bring it down, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Unless we decide to go tyrant and leave.
Mutiny.
Yeah, mutiny.
Well,
Honestly, if anyone's gonna mutiny, it's gonna be Chuck. I can see
well,
it.
if Spirit's in wild shape, Vlad I saw has some healing too, and I took Oath of Devotion, so I have a little bit of healing too as well. So
You also have the lay on hand, so you have a healing pool of at 13th level.
All right.
I have 65.
Yeah, 65.
Verbal's
You gotta
not
get-
telepathic, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Black.
Beau, when you're in wild shape, the only thing you can do with spell slots is burn them to heal yourself. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You can't
Prepare.
you can concentrate on spells, but then if you're raging, can't concentrate on spells either. So it's like, yeah.
Cool.
I'm watching you, Aaron. I'm coming.
And that works out because if he decides to turn into a fire elemental, I don't think Radiant's going to want to lay hands on him.
Yeah, honestly,
That's
no one's
true.
going to want to lay hands on him. He's just going to be setting
His little
everything
kitty
on
cat
fire.
fur will go poof.
All right,
He's probably
so
got
we've
the
got that
gauntlet.
set. I guess as far as teamwork goes, you guys are going to work together. You've talked a little bit about what you guys can do. There's the telepathic bond. That's only with one person, though, right? You can't do the whole group.
Yes. It's up to 130 feet, and I can choose the target, and I can basically, like, bop, bit,
Okay.
but it's only one person at a time.
Wait, how
It's
are
like-
you getting telepathic bond? What?
Oh!
The Kalishtar. Yeah.
Oh! Let me,
I was like, what sorcery is this?
Roasted.
That's not the right thing. Here it is. There it is.
Let me show you that I
let me show you.
Advantage on wisdom
Well, I also
saves.
have that. I
The
also.
mind roll.
Oh, that is awesome. This is a racial feat. This is a racial feat,
Yep.
right? Cool,
Yep.
cool.
Oh, if you guys stand next to me, we get +5 on all saves. Can't be frightened, can't be charmed. So
That's on. And what's actually really cool about that is since most of us are going to be up like in the thick of it, like attacking. You're going to be like helping us out with that big time,
So the ranged guy is the only one that's going to get charmed.
basically.
and
It's
frightened.
It's
Thank
like our actual campaign.
And
Chuck.
you guys are all going to have your backs turned to me.
Hold on, let me link this real quick. Because I think
That's
I have
advantage,
something like
baby.
that already.
But,
Chuck,
Chuck,
we don't get those
doesn't-
advantage rules.
Doesn't your character have like some racial ability that you can re-roll failed saves or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, your fighter can reroll 2 failed saves.
Yep.
Per
Oh,
rest of them.
Indomitable, yeah.
Oh, the Indomitable. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you'll be pretty good there too. So,
Don't forget about
all right.
Hoo.
I think we've discussed our characters. Does anyone have anything they want to add about what they did or teamwork or anything before we wrap it up?
I also chose a Corpse Slayer Lance for my character as well. I saw that really worked out. I don't know if you wanted us to talk about like our magic items.
No, that's fine.
I know you mentioned that. Yeah. Other than that, when it comes to like magic items, we'll definitely mention them throughout the game when like something comes up and I want to annoy Aaron with it. But other than that,
guess you have to wait and see, huh?
Yeah, gotta wait and see. I hope to use all. I hope to use all my magic items in one way, shape, or form. All my feats. I'm playing a variant human, so and I took feats all the way across the board up to level 13. So I have like 5. Well, 4. I took 1 to just. Did I?
That's a lot to remember on a one shot.
Aaron,
it's Aaron. Aaron, it's me. I got this.
That's right.
those questions I had.
Yes.
So on the list of what the Hell Riders should have, a composite bow. Would it be a short bow or a long bow?
I would say.
It could.
Where did you get that list from?
From the Forgotten Realms wiki.
What is that?
Okay, because to me, a composite bow is just what it's made of.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what they mean in that. I mean, that could be a previous edition word, or.
Well, the furthest this went was 3E. Like the history.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has to do with the damage. D8 versus D6.
When was 3?
And I'm thinking a composite bow does D8 because it's a stronger bow than a short bow.
Well, I wonder if they really mean
I would
compound.
flavor it as long bow.
Because a compound bow definitely flies, but that's more of a modern thing with pulleys and strings.
Yeah, there's not a compound bow, but composite bow is like a combination of wood and.
So maybe that's D&D's attempt at a compound bow in that world or something.
Probably.
Okay, so
I'd say it could be either.
Okay.
It's just some flavoring, just it looks cool.
Right.
They also say that they carried sabers. There's no saber in D&D.
So so the rapier is, most people think of rapier, they think of the fencing sword where you poke, but technically a rapier covers a whole variety of sword, which is why it does slashing damage. So I would say a saber, the rapier stats are also appropriate.
Okay. And then I think we said already that, but plate mail could be half plate or plate, right?
Yeah, I'd say you could choose. And at this point too, in this part of the story, since it's in kind of a rebuilding scenario for the Hell Riders, that maybe the armor isn't as, clean and pristine as it used to be. There's different things that are still trying to be rebuilt. So everyone's not in full of the white uniforms and everything that they used to have. They're still kind of getting scraps together and just trying to keep everything together rather than being the elite unit that they used to be. So there's a little leeway there.
Okay. So. Those are just my questions.
Sweet. All right. Anyone got anything else? All righty. So we will, next time the 5 of us meet, we're going to be playing this episode. So we will see what happens. Viewers, thanks for watching. Any comments on, and ripping into Beau, just hit it in the comments below and we'll take it from there. So we'll see you for episode 3.
Together, guys. Yeah, I got a slinky.
Roast all these guys.
Go Hell Riders.
In the future.
Aaron, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How would you like to enter the City of Judgment?
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge.
Because we're coming for you, baby. We're coming for you.
With our min-maxed character.
That's right.
Not on purpose.
All right. See you guys later.
The